All right, well, welcome to Bringing Hoopla Home. I am so excited to see all of you. We were sending you so much love if you weren't able to come with us this year, but we know you already have the date for July next year. And so we know you're all going to be there next year because you're not going to want to miss how much fun we had, how much we learned. My Life Was Forever Changed by Brene Brown. So it's something that you need to mark your calendars for now because we definitely want you all the next year. But my favorite takeaway from Hoopla was that nothing's going to change. For the past couple of years, we have had a lot of changes. We've had Style Club, we've had sample coupons, not sample coupons. We have all these different kind of changes with our comp plan. We've had changes with our hostess plan. And the beautiful thing is that nothing is going to change. So everything that you know right now is going to stay, which is a beautiful thing, right? Because when we don't have change, we have consistency. And I know the consistency, I'm going to talk about that a lot tonight. Really to, and if you haven't muted yourself, you can just hit mute in the bottom left-hand corner, or you can find it on your phone. Just so we don't have a lot of background noise. Oh, I gotcha. So it's going to be about consistency. And so everything that you already know is still in place. And we're really going to prepare ourselves for the most important season of the year, which is the holiday season. 60% of our business is basically in the fall. So by getting yourself prepared and consistent now, you're going to roll yourself into the best time of year. And it all comes down to what we already know, which is book, sell, and sponsor, right? There's no magic. There's really nothing, earth-shattering to tell you. It's just book, sell, sponsor. But what I want to help you with is kind of show you ways that you can do that to be consistent, and simple things that you can focus in your mind. So going forward, you have, a consistent income and a consistent business. So the first thing I wanted to mention was we really talked a lot about simplifying. And as you guys know me, I know a bunch of you on this call know me pretty well. You know that I like to keep things simple. And what they're really coaching us to do is just try to go out and meet 20 new people every month. How can you do that? Well, you can have 2 in-home shows. You could have maybe 1 in-home show and 2 pop-ups. Or maybe you could do some networking, or you could have your own show, but you really want to try to meet 20 new people each month. And by doing that, you are going to then not only have your sales, which is awesome, but you're going to meet somebody to sponsor every month. So if you meet 20 people each month, you're going to have 20 new customers, and you're going to sponsor 1 from those customers. What we also have is Style Club, right? And Style Club, if you're not familiar, because I do see some new names on here, Style Club is a loyalty program where when they join, they get free gifts, they can get free ship if they spend $100. And if you meet 20 people and just 10 of those people join the Style Club, that's going to consistently roll your business into the next month. And of those 10 people, if 5 of them use their rewards, that's going to give you even more of a roll. So what I loved, I'm always a numbers person. You guys, I know that I love numbers. I loved seeing that just by being consistent and having 20 new customers every month and sponsoring 1 person, the average income from that activity is $32,000 a year. I mean, can I get a little woo, woo? $32,000 a year. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was at Hoopla, I was doing like backflips because that is life-changing money. That changes your whole family, right? That's not just like, I'm going to fix my bathroom or I'm going to go to Disney World. That's like real life-changing money, right? So I love that they made it so simple because that's really all it's going to take. And the Style Club, so even if you only have meet 20 people the next month, you're going to have 5 of the people from the month before shop again. And because that, it's going to keep rolling it forward. And by sponsoring 1 person a month and having them qualify, so you have 12 people a year sponsor and qualify, you're also going to be earning team commissions. Can it get any easier than that? I mean, that's pretty easy. What I also loved is our new sign-up special. And the sign-up special is something we've never had before. And it's easy to like literally call everybody you know and say, we have a new sign up special. But what I want to challenge you to do, since we're all going to sponsor at least one person a month, don't even talk about the sign up special when you meet somebody, right? Because I talked a little bit about this at Hoopla. I didn't sign up because I didn't have a special. I signed up because I fell in love with a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, wait a second, I'm going to pay all this to get 200. I can pay it to get 300. Like, I just love the jewelry. And I was excited about what that meant. But I didn't have a whole bunch of information related to a special. So I want to challenge you to think about that. Listen to my words to say. So if you met somebody who, you know, likes Stella and Dot and may be interested, and you tell them, okay, we're going to do a split payment and you're going to get $99, you can join. And then we're going to waive the extra 100 and you're going to get $500 in product credit. And then you're going to have $200 more when you hit your quick start. Plus you can do the camo incentive and earn another $100 in credit. That person's going to be like, I don't know what she's talking about. But if you instead say, hey, I just watched our national convention online of this company I work for called Stella and Dot. And from what I could see, it was absolutely amazing watching all the women inspired and motivated, and this tribe that they call themselves and that I'm part of. And I just love being part of this company. I love the flexibility. I love that it's financially rewarding. Those words to say, if you start with those words to say, and then they come back and say, oh, well, that sounds really interesting. So you work with a bunch of girls that you really like, and there's this product that you love, and you can make money doing it. Like, I'm interested. Then say, oh, well, yeah, and let me tell you how this works. We have this amazing opportunity right now where we can do a split payment where you pay $99 up front, and then we waive $100 once we launch you strong in your first 30 days, right? Do you hear the difference? Do you hear the difference of when you start with why you love the company? And the reason why I think that's super important is because I'm this. I feel like we've gotten away from that. I feel like we see a sign-up special and I'm like screaming it from the rooftops. And I forget to say like why I love what we do. And when I was at Hoopla and I'm surrounded by all these women hugging and crying and so excited and dancing and singing, I'm like, this is why people should join our tribe. This is why people should give this a chance. It's because of the people and the opportunity that's here, not because there's a sign-up special, right? So, you know, I really challenge you to think about that. So when we're going back to that simple business plan of meeting 20 new people, make sure you talk about why you're doing it. Maybe you talk about your favorite piece, or you talk about your upline, or you talk about Cindy Roadhamel, or you talk about Blythe or Jessica, but talk about what you love about the business. And when people show their interest and you're following up with them, then mention the special. So I know I kind of went over the special kind of quickly, so I'm going to backpedal a little bit. We typically, our normal sign up is you pay $199 and you get $350 in product, okay? But for August only, if you want to join, you can spend $99 and get $500 in product of whatever you want, right? So if you know somebody with like a big wish list, or somebody who you maybe have talked to in the last couple months and was like, you know what, Beth, I don't have $200, you know, but they might have $100, but maybe $200 was a stretch, right? So they might have $100 to do it. If they spend the $99 and they quick start qualify, which means sell $1,000 in their first 30 days, they will then get the second $100 waived. Okay. So just like, you remember like layaway, I think QVC still does layaway. You could pay, like if you wanted like the new vacuum, the Dyson vacuum, and it's $300, you might pay $100 a month towards that vacuum, let's say, versus $300 up front. It's the same thing, but we're actually saying, you know what? If you launch strong, you don't even have to pay that extra 100. We're just going to waive it. Okay. So make sure people kind of understand the concept. And I actually talked to a home office today. They're going to make sure that when somebody signs up, it's going to be in big sparkly letters explaining that the other 100 will be charged if they don't hit their goal. Okay. So there shouldn't be any ickiness, because you should explain it up front, and it should also be there when they sign up.
Hey Beth, I signed somebody tonight, and it does say
Yay!
Italy.
Does it say it?
Yeah, it says it. It's obvious.
Okay. So this is the thing. Allison signed up somebody today, and I promise you that if you guys sponsor somebody with this special, I will help you and your upline making sure they sell $1,000 in their first 30 days. We will get them to their quick start. We will make sure they either have launch, if they have to do 3 mini launches, if they have to do a launch plus an online with their upline, if they have to do a pop-up, we will get them there. I am on a mission to help you guys get them to the quick start. So when you're talking to somebody, make sure that you feel confident that we're going to get them there. Like, you might be a little nervous, like, oh God, I don't want them to get the charge extra 100. I don't know if I'm going to be able to help them. We are going to help you. You reach out to me, Allison and Alex, and say, this girl hasn't booked her launch. This girl hasn't booked a show. We need major communication on this, because our goal is to make sure that every single person that joins will be able to execute that. Does anybody have any questions on the sign up special? Nobody has any questions? So it's super simple, right? Okay. So what happened? So Allison sponsored somebody. So now every time you sponsor, you can earn $100 in credit towards, in product credit. Okay, that is unlimited. So this is now going back to what we can earn on our side. All right, that is unlimited. So you sponsor 5 people, you can earn up to $500 in product credit. There's also a sales component where you can earn $100 in product credit when you sell 1,000 in the month. Now I'm wearing the camo shirt. They call it the camo challenge because the backpack's coming in a couple weeks and the vacay bag is coming in a couple weeks, and they're both camo. So basically you're going to want to use it towards that. And I have to say that we September release, which include a lace bomber jacket. Oh, Lauren almost fell off her chair. That's right, Lauren, a lace bomber jacket. You were there. I know you saw it. So there's a lace bomber jacket. And I saw a picture of a silver cuff today that's coming in September. So a lot of cute pieces are coming in September that you could also use your $100 in product credit on. So the $1,000 is a no-brainer, right? I mean, this is the time to go for it when you get an extra $100 in credit. If Allison's new girl, guess what? She not only is going to get, when she hits her 1,000, she's going to get $200 in credit, but she can also double dip and get $100 in credit. Okay, so she can get $300. Sherry, who's on here somewhere, I just saw her name. She already hit the $1,000 in August, so she got $200 in product credit plus the 100 in camo. And she's working on some sponsoring conversations, so it's just going to go up and up. So 1,000 is the number that we really kind of talk about for August. If you also hit your sample coupon in July, this would be your second month towards that. So we're going to be talking a lot about having your own August show. So who here, raise of hands that I can see, has a show on the books for August? Okay, no. Hi. Hi, Amanda. Okay, so we have some who do and some who don't. Okay, does anybody know how many times a year you can have your own show? Any of the new stylists? Put up how many numbers you think. Okay. And how many shows have you had, Sandra, so far this year of your own? You've had 2. Okay, so Sandra's a good example. She started halfway through the year, and you can have 4 of your own shows every year. And why is that important? Because when you have your own show, not only are you going to earn hostess credit. Oh, sorry. You guys see that? Can you guys still see me? Yes?
Beth, we can see you, but it looks like you shared. We're looking at Joe's screen, so we want to
I don't know how Joe did that.
share the screen.
This is Joe's screen. Joe? Can you close that? I think you did that somehow. You got a lot of windows open, Joe. That's not really good for your computer memory here. I'm going to keep going as I'm viewing Joe's screen. Let's see if I can turn it off. I can't turn you off. I don't even know how you did it, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to the top. You see view options, and I think you can like shut it. You can normally like request control, and then you'll get it back or something.
Okay, well, we'll try to stay focused as we're all mesmerized by all the tabs open. Okay. I'm not sure what happened here.
As I swipe to the right, and I can see just you and like other girls. So if people do that, they won't see that screen.
But you're on your phone, right, Sandra?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. Okay, so Sandra started halfway through the year, and she has had 2 shows of her own already, but she still could have 2 more. Okay. Now, if you put a show in the system, because I know we all do this, we all just throw online shows in our name, and if we get outside orders, we put our orders in there. If those shows that you had throughout the year did not qualify for hostess rewards, you can then, that show doesn't count. So let's say you had 4 shows already, but one of them didn't qualify because you only put 2 orders against it, then you still have 1 left, okay? So I really would want you, with all the new goodies that we had in July, and we still have the extra $50 in hostess bonus credits, you're gonna get that $50, okay? So if you have a show left to do, or 2 shows left to do, I would definitely do one in August where you can get the extra 50 yourself. Remember how we had those essential hoops that if you have a qualifying show of $500, you get $50 extra? That's not just for our hostesses. That's for us too, when we're a hostess. So why wouldn't you have your own show this month and then have 1 more in the fall, right? So if you do not have a show on the books and you want to get that extra $100 in credit and an extra $50 in credit, you need to have an August show. Okay. And what does that look like? Well, I love to, especially in the summer, is I set up a couple shows in the 2-week period. Okay. So I'll set up, and it's so casual. I'll have people come by on one that can come by at night. I'll have people come by during the day, and I literally just have my stuff out, right? It doesn't have to be anything fancy, anything where, you need to go elaborate food or drink or anything like that. If you work in an office, you can bring your stuff into your office. The show is open for 2 weeks. So if you put it as August 15th and it's open for 2 weeks, you can put in any orders you get today and any orders post August 15th. What I love about that is that, it's not just you have to have one night to go towards that show. So to get yourself to $500 in sales to get the extra 50 should be a no-brainer. And you could even get to your $1,000 just by having your own show. Okay. What if you say, I really want to go for the power seller bonus? The $1,000 is in the bag. I'm already going to do that. I'm going to have my own show. I'm going to get to $1,000, but I want to make an extra money. I want to make an extra 5% commission. And I'm also working towards my next sample coupon. So I want to go for $2,500. What should I do now? And I love seeing so many goals where everybody says, I want to go for $2,500. I want to go for $2,500. If you're new on this call, $2,500 is the sweet spot. Because just how I was saying, meet 20 new people every month, that takes 2 to 3 shows. And what happens when you have 2 to 3 shows? You get to $2,500. Okay? So if you're going to really if you want to make that $32,000 a year that I was talking about, that life-changing money, you want to think about 2 to 3 shows. Now, some people on this Zoom might say, well, I think I could do 2 shows and get some outside orders. People say, oh, well, I have smaller shows, so I want to have 4 in-home shows. Okay. You know your demographic. You know what you like to do. I personally love to maximize my time. And instead of getting outside orders through the month, I just like to have in-home shows because I'm there for 2 hours and I sell $1,000 and I go home, right? It's a lot easier than collecting 10 outside orders. But if that works for you, doing a little bit online, sharing and wearing on the go, getting a couple outside orders and having 2 shows to get to $2,500, I really challenge you to do that, okay? Because I think it's going to maximize I think it's going to maximize your business. Okay. Before I go on, Crystal, just so we can break it up a little bit, before I move on to my next thing, I'm going to be asking some girls that went to Hoopla their favorite top 2 takeaways. So go ahead. You're up.
Okay. Hey, everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So I would often use the line when I was reaching out to someone about sponsoring or hosting. I would use the word interested. And they pointed out while we were there that interested kind of means that you already have one foot in the door, which isn't always an attractive feeling. And so they suggested using the word open. So I would say, hey, I'd love to get you and your girlfriends together if you're open to the idea, or if you're still open to the idea. Or we have an amazing sign-up special. I know we talked about you becoming a stylist before. If you are open to the idea, I'd love to chat tomorrow. I'll give you a call, yada, yada, yada. So I just thought that just changing that one word, it really made sense to me. It was something I could remember easily, and something that I've already used since I heard it. And then the next thing would make sure you keep a list of the people that you're reaching out to, whether it's, the tempo tracker that they provide, or if you don't have that printed out and you're already doing reach outs, then for now, just at least make sure you're jotting down who you're reaching out to until you print out the tempo tracker. You want to make sure that you are, whenever you're reaching out to someone, you're not just doing a blast. You're not making them feel unimportant. You're not making things awkward by messaging them and then dropping off the face of the earth if they don't write back. Because a lot of people don't write back. That's it. They're busy, and that's just the way it is. So make sure you keep a list, and at the 48 hours, make sure that you reach back out and send them some kind of positive comment or compliment, because you're reaching out to them because you like them. You think that they're going to be a great stylist or a hostess, however you're reaching out. And so you want them to know that, circling back, I hope you only take it as a compliment that I think you would be such an amazing stylist, and I look forward to talking to you. I'm guilty of putting words at the end that give them an easy way out, which would be suggesting, if this isn't a good time for you, then I understand. I've done that before, and I get so mad at myself. Don't do that. Let them be the one to say that. So just follow up with a compliment about why, so they know why you reached out to them, and so that you're leaving it on a positive note.
I love that. I love that both your tips were basically about sponsoring, so you can see where Crystal's mind is at. You want to see growth in your business, and you sponsor. And if you're a new stylist, which I see Abby on here, I see Sherry on here. I see a couple names that are new to me. If you're a brand new stylist and you sponsor, Sherry and I were talking about it today. I'm like, how would you like another $800 in product? She's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, you keep telling, I just won something and I don't even know what I did. And I'm like, that's the beauty of it. Sherry, I've known Sherry for a long time. She loves the product. She's a passion for the product, and she doesn't know anything else. And she's being successful just with that excitement, right? And we're going to guide her as to what to do. She brings one friend along, and they both have one show in the same month. She promotes the associate stylist. She gets $800 in product credit. That's a whole bracelet bar of bracelets. That's a whole rack of shirts. That is all the engravables on 2 trays. That's a lot of stuff, right? Think about your display, right? So, if you're a new stylist or you're sponsoring, there's a lot of great things going on right now to join Stella and Dot and really to succeed in your business, okay? I also love, they kind of broke it down for us on sponsoring, and I've been saying this for years if you've been on my team, but of course you're going to talk to all your hostesses. 85% of my first line are hostesses. It's truth. When I look at my first line, 85% of them I had a trunk show with first. Before Sherry, I had a trunk show with. Alex, I had a trunk show with. Who else? Who else is on here, my first line? Amanda, I had a trunk show with, right? So these are people that I had show with, and I was honest with them about compensation, about flexibility, and about the fun and the passion. So don't be afraid to talk to your hostess. Don't be afraid to talk about it in your group hello. I love how Alex Stambach talks about her story. That's the difference between Dana Greenhall, who's on here. She talks about her story. That's the difference between them and everybody else and every other direct sales company, because they have a story. They both have the same story. They didn't even know each other until really Hoopla, but they both have the same story. Their story is that they wanted to be fearless. It wasn't about necessarily money, and it wasn't necessarily about product. It was about doing something that scared them, and they wanted to challenge themselves, right? So that, to me, if I had just gone to, I don't know, 31 gifts on Wednesday night, and then they were talking about the bags, right? And then Thursday night I went to Still on Dot and listened to Alex and Dana's story about being fearless and putting themselves out there at the certain stage of their life. Who do you think that I'm going to be more attracted to? Somebody who's just talking about, these are some bags, hope you like them, or let me tell you about me and why I do this and my brand and who I am. Of course I'm going to be more interested in that person, right? So think about that. Think about when you're doing your group hello, even if it's just one sentence. Like, my sentence is always the same. I always say, because I started when my daughter was 6 months old and I had 3 kids under the age of 5. So I had 4 kids under the age of 5 and one was 6 months old. And I always say, like, if I had to empty the dishwasher and fold another load of laundry, I was literally going to get in a car and drive to California and they would never see me again. Like, I was on the verge. I was doing so much mommy stuff that I was losing myself, right? We've all been there. Most of us have been there. You remember what it's like when you're like constantly doing that stuff, right? And so that's my story. It's nothing really, my story is not fantastic, but that's the truth. I needed to do something for me. But there's other women in that room that are like, God, if I have to empty the dishwasher one more time, I'm going to blow up too. There's people that can relate to that, right? So think about your story and make sure you include it in your group hello. And then you also talk about it in checkout chat. We also are going to have some great ways for you to share. So I always love the Our Story video, which I love it because it never talks about a special. It's just about how amazing we are, which you can find on YouTube. But now you're going to be able to find all those videos on Mimi. So our one-stop shop on Mimi, which is an app you can download to your phone, will have not only images, but also videos you can share for sponsoring and, selling and hosting. And I think we do need to kind of talk about the money a little bit, right? Because I remember the first couple times I had shows, people were surprised that I was even getting any money. And I think it's okay for you to tell people, my average trunk show, I can earn between $200 and $250. I think that's okay because women want to know. I mean, women don't think about going to get a bartending job and think that they're not going to get tips. They kind of want to have an idea of what they're going to make. And they're not going to work a Pottery Barn and not want to know what their dollars per hour are going to be, right? So I wouldn't shy away from that because they want to know. It's kind of how you say it, you can say, I love this job so much. I love it. It provides a flexible business for me that's financially rewarding. When I have a night out, when I have a show, I can earn between $200 and $250. And I also sell on the go and online and earn commissions on top of that. Plus, I have a team of 2 people and I earn commissions on that too, right? So share it with them. Okay, Lauren, do you want to share 2 tips? Okay, I'll take you off mute.
Okay. I'm on the spot. I'm that girl that you're not supposed to put on the spot, remember?
Did I ask you today? Wait, did I ask you or no?
Nope. I can come up with 2 tips, guys.
Okay, wait, I'll come back to you. So wait.
Come back to me in 2 minutes.
Lauren and I did this whole personality test, and one of the things is I'm not supposed to surprise her. I just surprised her. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to come back to you.
I'll get you to think about it.
Okay. Allison, I know I asked you, right?
Me, Allison, or Allison?
Yes,
Fine?
Allison Webster.
No, you didn't, but it's okay. I got my notes right here, all synthesized.
I did? I must be losing it a little bit. Okay. Well, anyway, I want to hear your tips. I thought I reached out to a whole bunch of you guys that you were on tonight.
I don't know. So I can't even begin to tell you all the wonderful things that I learned at Hoopla, but I think that I'll share the ones that I feel like I need to work on the most and assume that other people maybe need to work on that too. So one of the things that Danielle Redner really emphasized was not just talking about it and sharing, you know, why you love it or whatever, what you do, but to share it proudly. And she showed a picture of giant bolded words. It's like, I am a stylist. And then she showed these little teeny tiny words like, I'm a stylist. And I feel like my approach for a long time has been just very like with trepidation. I'll share like, yeah, I'm a stylist on the side, you know, but it's not my day job. Da, 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 da. And I love it. But for some reason, I'm just sort of shy to share it. So I need to step out of my like little protective bubble and just share that I love this little gig and I am a stylist. So share it loud, share it proud, and talk about it. So that was something that she talked about a lot. And then let's see, what else do I want to pick to share? So I know you already talked about Beth having, you know, meeting 20 new people a week, but I sent you, and I can share this on Facebook, I can share the picture or whatever, but there's something that one of the panelists shared with us called the daily mode of operation. And basically, I want to try to summarize this in a way that's memorable, but there are a few things you can do every day to keep your network growing in case you can't get into in-home style sessions or something. So every day, friend 5 new people on Facebook. So go to your suggested friends and see like, oh, I have 8 friends in common with this person. Friend them, make sure they're not a stylist already, but, or you can friend them too, but friend 5 new people that are outside of your Style on Dot network every day. In addition, separate from those 5 people, troll Facebook, because you know you're doing it already anyways. Troll Facebook and like and comment, don't just like, but like and comment on 5 people's posts. So, oh my gosh, your vacation looks amazing, or so cool to see your kids growing up, or whatever you want to do, comment. Then subsequently, Facebook message those people to say, hey, I just saw the picture that you posted. It looks really fun and amazing. End the comment with, or end the message with a question, how are you doing? To just start a conversation, to be your segue into a conversation. So you're not just randomly firing a message to someone being like, hey, do you want to host a strong show? Or hey, do you want to be a stylist? But kind of be a good segue into a conversation. So those are a couple things. And then there's a couple more things that you can do on those DMOs. Also post on Facebook and Instagram every single day. The more you post, the more your posts will show up in people's feeds. So I was guilty of like only posting on occasion. And this week I've like really been like, oh, here's a picture of my dog. And look, I got a Stitch Fix box. It doesn't have to be all about Stella and Dot and selling, but just keep posting lifestyle posts. And I think that they said that of your posts, 4 of them should be lifestyle and 1 of them should be about selling. So don't just keep pounding people with sell, sponsor, sponsor, sponsor. Just make yourself present. Start the conversation, build your relationships, and you will find your business takes off. So they say.
Did they say on your personal page or VIP page, they give you any information on that?
So I've been doing, I'm upping my Instagram presence. So that's neither my personal, I guess it's personal page. I don't really have I don't know Instagram. So I've just been posting some more things on Instagram because you will hit different audiences on Instagram versus Facebook, and Instagram is the fastest growing social media platform out there. So for those of you that are like me that are neglecting your Instagram, you might want to just start posting some stuff on there. But I've been posting in general on my personal page, but also a couple things on my, I only post like the direct sales post to my VIP page. But I think they didn't specify where you have to post. It's just continually post. If you're commenting, if you're posting, Facebook likes you and they're going to give you more publicity, if you will.
Now, as you guys know, I talk about posting and praying, if you guys know what that means. You post and then you pray that an order is going to come in, right? And I can tell you that the order is not going to come in when you just post, okay? What Allison's getting to is that she's building a brand. Just like Alex and Dana they have their brand. Allison is building her brand because she may have been neglecting it. And now people are going to know Allison as a stylist too, because she's building that layer in. And that's super, super important because when people go shopping or people need something, people message me because they know I'm a stylist and that I love the product and I believe in the product, and if anything ever happens or if they're not happy, I will be there. And that's this level that I've created with them over time. It's like a relationship that some of these people I've never even met before. It's just a relationship online. It's the same thing when you're building your brand. But when you just post, hey, flash sale, come get your charm, 30% off, you're not going to get a sale, right?
Yeah, and just to kind of add to that with the whole like building your brand on Facebook, like your people, your network, your customers, they want to see you. They don't really care so much about the Stella and Dot model that's in Mimi, which I love Mimi and I love all the marketing materials that are in there, but they want to see you. They want to see you advertising the product. They want to see, and I'm really having to step outside of my comfort zone here, but they want to see you go live. They don't care if you're perfect. They want to see your imperfect self up there, like with the pimple on your forehead and advertising the jewelry. They want to see that you're just like them, a normal person that is putting themselves out there. So also go live on Facebook. And I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to.
Oh, we're going to hold you to it. You just gave me a total layup, by the way.
Okay.
Thank you. I was trying to figure out how to bring this to everybody's attention. So what we also learned, since Allison just brought it up, is that through Mimi, I was just mentioning Mimi is an app. Basically what it is, instead of you having to go to your computer and look for a whole bunch of stuff to share with people, it's going to be on an app. Why is that nice? Because you can do it while you're waiting for soccer pickups, right? I know I'm always waiting to pick up somebody from soccer and I have 20 minutes to do it. Now I can share from my phone. But what's beautiful about it is that you can also take a selfie of yourself. Now, it just launched at Hoopla. You can take a selfie of the earrings, of the Rhett earrings on me, tag the Rhett earrings, send it to somebody, and when they click on it, it'll go to your website. The Rhett earrings will be in the cart, and all they have to do is check out. And come September, then they can just click their PayPal account. So talk about the easy button in life, and talk about Allison just saying they rather see it on you. Because let me tell you something, when I see somebody who is 20 years old and 5'11" and weighs 95 pounds, I don't relate to that. You know what I mean? But when I see somebody who, is like a normal person, I'm like, oh, I kind of like those. If they look good on her, they probably gonna look good on me, right? So, it's so much better to do the selfie. I love that. And Jen DeSantis, who I don't think is on here right now, she actually spelled it all out for you on our Heart of Gold page. So if you go on our Heart of Gold page and you scroll down a couple pages, you'll see Jen actually walking you through how to do that on Mimi. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay. Lauren, are you ready for me?
Off my brain. But the one thing that I really took away from Brene Brown's talk, and I missed the beginning of this, so if I'm repeating, just tell me to switch. But the end of her talk, she talked about, this quote, like the story I'm telling myself. And I think that is that just covers everything in life, not just Stella and Dot, but it's applicable to us when we're trying to book or talk to people about anything. I mean, really, it could be about buying something or hosting or sponsoring, but it's so easy to just make up a story. But I think that's what she said, like the story I'm making up or the story I'm telling myself. We do ourselves a disservice all the time by pre-designing the situation without knowing what it actually is. So I think that is just really important to remember that, we can be making up a whole story about what's happening, and it really, literally, we could be experiencing something very different than the person we're talking to. The story that she talked about was like her and her husband were having this like funny moment on vacation, and she was trying to connect with him and he was kind of ignoring her, and she was making up this whole thing about how, he wants a divorce and he's going to leave me and all this stuff. And here he was like having a panic attack and she had no idea. So I think it's important to remember that in general, like in life, and just to not to overjudge a situation before you even know what it is. And I'll tell you a quick funny story because she's on here with us today. So literally, and this is related, got off the plane, what was that, Monday, and I had to run right to take my son for his OT appointment. And I didn't have time to get home to get changed. So I was wearing that Stella and Dot. I think my mom has it on. Mom, sit up so you can see it. I was wearing that shirt. And I was just sitting in the waiting room, and here's Stephanie, who I've never met before, and she's sitting there with her little kids, and I'm waiting for my son to come out of his appointment. And, I was literally just sitting there, and she goes, "Oh, Stella and Dot, I just bought a T-shirt from them or a shirt from them." And I kid you not, we just started talking about it. And again, it was just very organic. And we were talking about if she liked the shirt. We were showing, I was showing her some of the stuff because I had all my stuff was still in my bag. So I literally pulled out a lookbook. We were just chit-chatting. And, I didn't judge the situation. I was just like, let's just talk about it. And she told me about what she was doing in her life. And here she's like, I've actually been looking for something fun to do. And she is on this call right now because she signed up that night. So it was so awesome. And I'm really happy that you're here, Stephanie. Even though we can't see her face, but she's on there. I see her name. So, hey, cool story. So don't take that shirt off. Wear that shirt. If you have it, just wear it around town because it's like your best walking exercise. But anyway, so that's a cool story. Uh-oh, I can't hear anything.
I was thinking, we should be proud, right? I mean, we should be proud of what we do. We've given out millions and millions of dollars to different charities through Stella and Dot. We have a new impact award that 2 different girls won from each region this year at Hoopla just for giving back through their Stella and Dot business. We've created over $100 million in commissions for women over the past decade. So this is a company that is moving mountains, right? And it's only getting better. So, just beware. I love that you have your Stella and Dot shirt and that you're wearing it. I have this shirt on. I was showing people earlier. It says T-shirts, jeans, and double diamonds, and I've had it on all day, but I think it's giving a lot of people the opportunity to be reading everybody's trying to read my shirt, and I started getting a little self-conscious because everywhere I went today, people are like this, looking at like this, because there's so much to read. But I'm excited. I'm proud to be on a double diamond tee, Cindy Roadhamel, and I'm wearing it and sharing it, right? So let's get out there and wear it and share it. There was one last thing I wanted to mention before I leave a few minutes for questions. And of course, I want to tell you a little bit about this new Inspire group because I know I've been posting a little bit about it. So it's a leadership program that is free to you, okay? Where you're going to actually have people at home office work one-on-one with you to reach your goals and really work with you to make sure that you're making that $32,000 that you want to make every year. That's just the beginning, right? We're going to be starting to make that. All you need to do to get into this Inspire group is sell $1,000 this month. Okay, plus you're going to get that extra $100 in credit. So there's lots of reasons why you should be thinking about that for August. And you get this really cool bracelet that's going to be only for this program. It's red, and it'll say Inspire, and it'll say your name, and then it'll say where you're from. Okay, it'll be engraved in this really pretty leather red bracelet. So I want to really, dig deep and think about, can you do 1,000? Absolutely. Can you have your own show or have a, show with 2 smaller shows of your own, 1 big show of your own, or reach out to 2 hostesses? You can. We're going to be sharing lots of words to say, I know you can do it. Let me show you also what we have here, because we're going to be working with Style Club too. These 2 here are the new Only Style Club bracelets. So these aren't the free gifts, but Only Style Club has access to these 2 bracelets, which we got in our swag, as well as we got this, which is coming. Can you see this? Okay, it's like a new Waverly, but it's got this beautiful kind of, what would you say? It's called chevron, Alex. What would you say this is? Like almost like a chevron feel. But you have the capability to unplug, to take this off and just wear it as a clutch. And then we got a new scarf, okay? So these are all things that are coming that you can get excited about. But think about the Inspire program. And then last but not least, I want to even make it even more exciting for you guys. And who saw the lace bomber jacket at Hoopla, right? Okay, so this thing is a bomber jacket You know what a bomber jacket is? It's kind of like we see it usually in leather or suede. This is like something you can wear with a little shirt underneath it and jeans, like the perfect like fall jacket, because it's not gonna be super cold, but you can just wear it with jeans and wear it out. Well, I will share pictures with you soon on our Heart of Gold page, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous jacket that I'm going to be giving to one of you guys for booking up your August. So if it wasn't enough that you're going to get stuff from home office, I want to give you something too, because that's how much I firmly believe that by taking all this fun Hoopla information and putting it into action is going to propel you into fall. I can tell you from personal experience that when I have a strong August, I have an amazing fall, because it all just rolls right into each other. One year I kind of took time off in August a couple years ago, and it took me until the end of October to get myself going. I'm serious. Kristen's nodding her head. Do you agree, Kristen? It's like you stop that bicycle and it's so much harder to start. So I have learned my lesson that if I can just keep myself going in August, I'm going for 6 shows in August. I'm not saying that's what you have to do, but when I keep my August going strong, I just roll right into fall. And that's when you're going to see your trunk show averages go up. You're going to see you're getting more online orders, and it's really a time to take advantage of that time of year. All right, I'm going to end with Kristen. Do you want to share your favorite top takeaway, since you're right here on my screen and I can see you?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay.
Oh my God. I have like notes, you guys. The teacher and me came out at Hoopla. I have like notes and notes. I guess, you know what, I'll end it with my favorite quote actually from Hoopla. I don't remember who said it. It might have been Kim Jensen, but she said, when you are constantly depositing into people, it's easy to ask for withdrawal. And that really stuck with me, because I really do think that Stella and Dot, our whole business, everything is really about personal connection and personal service. And when you really invest in your customers, in your hostesses, everybody, I don't know, I think you really build this relationship that it's so much easier to like not ask for these orders, but they just kind of come to you because people trust you and they love you when you build a relationship with them. So I really think just with all the breakouts that I was in, everything really came back down to personal service. That when you were in these trunk shows, in-home trunk shows, when you were checking people out, you were asking them to keep in touch with you. You know, just, hey, you know what? Do you mind if I friend you on Facebook, or you email me or text me and just let me know how you love your stuff? I would love to hear your feedback. You know, let's keep in touch, and just building that kind of personal relationship. When you're styling people, listen to them. What kinds of things do they like? What things do they maybe want to buy that night or don't want to buy, that you could follow up with them afterwards? So that when you're reaching out again to follow up with them, to book a show or just see how they like their stuff, you're remembering who they are, their name, like what they wanted, what they liked. I really just do believe everything about our business is about the personal connection. And again, even if it's online, like you're just following up, you're building a personal relationship with people, so that when you are posting on your VIP page, when you are posting on Facebook, or when you are sending out a personal message again about a sale or this and that, you have a relationship with that person, and they're more likely to buy with you again and return to you again because you have that relationship. So I kind of love that, because I feel like that's what that's what we're about with Stella and Dot. It's building the personal connection. So if you are constantly depositing into people, it's easy for them to make a withdrawal. So I kind of love that.
You know, and Rachel Hollis, who you know I love, and I've been reading her books and I've been listening to her podcasts, she kind of says the same thing. She says, don't ignore the people that you already have.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. What, you know, like we're always thinking about the next person, like who's our next hostess, who's our next customer, who's our next stylist. Don't ignore the people that you have, because you already have a connection with them. They already have the value between each of you. And that struck home with me when she said that, because if you go to your lounge and you look under customers, or you go to Dottie and you look at your customer list, I bet you if you scroll through that list on Dottie, there's people on there that you have never talked to. and I'm guilty of this. Maybe you never followed up with them to see if they liked their order, or just followed up with them to just see if, make sure everything was perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
There might be a whole wealth of people in on your customer list that maybe you were busy that month when you had trunk shows with them. And look, I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I have my holiday trunk shows. Sometimes I don't follow up with them until June,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guilty of that, but it's something I want to do better with. And that struck me when Rachel Hollis said that. Like, don't forget about that. Don't forget about the people you already have.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So smart. Well, I love ending that. That's great, Kristen. Thank you.
Yep. I'll say one more thing too.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about what Allison Webster said. I'm sorry, because I know you guys all probably want to go. But when she was saying about being like loud and proud as a stylist. So recently, one thing I just did, because I'm filling out a lot of paperwork, like with my kids going to preschool, and I'm in physical therapy right now for just weird issues with my abdomen and whatever. But when it always asks you your occupation, I always wrote mom, like stay-at-home mom. And I've been a stylist now for almost 3 years, but I always write mom. And so recently, when I was filling out paperwork for my physical therapy, I wrote stylist for Stella and Dot. Again, first time I've ever done that. And so I was in my appointment, and she said something to me. She goes, so what are you a stylist for? Or like, tell me about it. And I said, how did you know that? I was like, and I like checked my ears or like neck, like, what am I wearing? And she goes, no, you wrote it in your paperwork. I was like, oh, like I kind of forgot that I did that, but it totally opened up a conversation for us. And I'm like working on a show right now, like with my physical therapist. I brought her in like lookbooks, like this and that. But it just like, again, just be loud and proud. Share it wherever you go. It is your job. Like, that's what you are. And I think I just always identified myself with like, well, no, it's just like, it's just what I do. But really, I'm just a mom at home. But no, I'm a stylist. I am a stylist. So I really think just when you're filling out paperwork, when you're talking to people and they ask what you do, don't just say like it's just a hobby or you're just home. Like, no, you're a stylist. You are a stylist.
I love that. That's awesome. Well, use the energy from this Zoom and use these fun incentives. Like I love free stuff, right? And I love product, and home office is basically handing it to us. And I'm going to be handing one of you a lace bomber jacket because I want this to be fun. I want us to be excited. I want us to have the best August we've ever had. So we have the most amazing fall where we're just reaching all of our goals and we're meeting a whole bunch of new people, which is the best time of the year to do it. So let's do it, guys. You guys in? Thank you so much for jumping on. Stay tuned tomorrow morning for us for the pin post for the bomber jacket. But you guys know what to do. I mean, if you're brand new, ask your upline, what do I do now? How do I meet 20 new people this month? You know what my answer is going to be. Book a trunk show. If you've never know what to do, have a trunk show. Have your own show. Have it with one of your customers on Dottie that you don't know. Reach out to them, give them a call, send them a mini in the mail. Use the images off of Mimi. Take a selfie and use that on Mimi. Just start reaching out. It does not need to be perfect. If anybody knows me, they know my handwriting's horrible and my spell check stinks, but I just get it done. That's the secret to my success. I just get it done. And because people are like, oh, Beth spelled it wrong. Well, you know what? I spell stuff wrong too, and that's okay, or I can't even barely read her handwriting, but I can feel the energy through the paper. Don't overthink it, just do it. And if you do it, you're going to see your calendar grow. Okay? Well, thank you, everybody. Have an awesome night, and thanks for jumping on.